Good day, Frank.
G'day. Now I thought I'd change things up this week, and as such, thought I'd be a little bit more of a YouTuber with this kind of office setup with the cool lights and everything. So this week, I want to show you the effectiveness of branding and marketing through something like design, because we all see bits and pieces of communication every day, and some are that little bit of a cut above the rest. And I want to show you the true value behind what it is I do, what difference this makes versus something that is run of the mill. And that's not to give me a big rap. This is simply to show the thinking, the design thinking, the marketing thinking, the brand thinking that goes on in this noggin to be able to turn something like this into something more effective like this. So let's break this down. Oh shit. Let's try that again. Okay, here I am. So what I'm going to show you is a bit of visual communication for a gym called Base. This was a former client of mine. Unfortunately, they've gone out of business because of COVID. Sucks big time, but they've gone on to do bigger, better things, those guys. One of which was Andrew, who I worked with on the Think Loud podcast branding project for his podcast production services. You might be able to find that on my Instagram if you haven't already. Now, Base was a gym located a little bit further north of Australia than where I am. And these guys had a full branding kit to work with to help market their business. And they might have produced a bit of communication to help get people involved into their gym with something like a poster or a social media post. Now, this isn't something that they made themselves, but this is a bit of a time lapse, actually not even time lapse, it's a real-time video I made of a A4 poster that they could use to market a free offer to get people into their gym to experience a free workout session, and then encourage people to, sign up to be a member and help differentiate themselves by communicating a little bit about who they are, what they do, what they offer, and create a run-of-the-mill ad that most business owners, most internal teams might make without having a designer, a branding person, a marketer on hand to help them create something like this. But you see just a basic A4 poster that could be put on something like a notice board, a billboard out the front of a shopping center or a supermarket or wherever, school, library, something like that, to encourage people to be aware of our brand and then make that step to come in and try. Try before you buy as a bit of a lead magnet offer to get people down your marketing funnel and consider joining your gym or, becoming a customer or a client if somebody wants you as a real estate agent to help sell their house. So in this case with Base, we were trying to offer people a bit of a freebie here in terms of a free gym session on this particular date. There's a bit of messaging in there for their brand to feel like it's on brand. Some of the messages that I did actually give them, obviously their logo as well, and then we've got their web address and their physical address of where their gym was located. So typical kind of bit of visual communication to market a business. I see examples like this day in, day out. So I'm not expecting people that aren't designers to make something of, outstanding quality. It's not to say this is crap either. This would do the job, but can we make it more effective? So this is what I'd produced. And then I want to show you what I ended up making as an alternative poster with my design skills and branding skills and marketing skills kind of all smushed together into something that could make a more effective run at this marketing effort. Okay, so you'll see a fair bit of difference in here. You see the same imagery, you see the same logo, similar messaging throughout, but there's some noticeable differences that I've made for a few different reasons. And I'll run through them from top to bottom, let's say, okay? Now the first one here, we want to make the logo bigger. Make the logo bigger. A lot of clients do say that to designers, and that's something that designers always a remark against. Oh, make the logo bigger. Okay, fine. But make the logo bigger so it's nice and prominent. Having it at the top of the poster or the bottom of the poster, fantastic. But it probably doesn't need to be at the top and the bottom. Typically I give a client a few different logo options for either horizontal use or vertical use. In this case, we don't need to use both like I have in the first poster. We can just have it once. The next thing you'll see as a difference is I've made this image more of a hero for this poster to draw somebody's eye in with visual language that doesn't need to have any words is this image here. And obviously it's group coaching. It shows everyone in that plank position. It demonstrates what they're about rather than individualized, workout sessions in this type of gym, but making the image more of a hero to draw in your attention, especially as it has a bit of a focal point. Let's take advantage of that image as such and make it, more purposeful. Also, as a designer, I have the tools at my disposal like Photoshop and AI tools to be able to extend that image out a little bit further and also implement the logo on the ground to make it look like it's superimposed beneath them to live up to that messaging, which is get on base. Quite literally, let's plank and get on base. So moving further on down, we want to make this kind of like a tour poster, like a music, poster that you'd see on, those wheat paste posters on, sidewalks and things. Something like that would draw in your attention, big, loud text, using a different font here. You'll see that we used all the same kinds of fonts on the original poster here, but changing it up with something that utilizes the font from the logo. So it's the same font as the base logo mark there. Nice, big, uppercase, bold, get your attention, get on base. What does that mean? I'm going to find out further by reading what else is below if I'm interested. But we also know with this image that it's something fitness related. So, we're in that headspace. If we're in that headspace, we want to find out more. This is where we're going to come down the funnel that little bit more of that first stage of brand awareness to lean into the poster and get a bit more information about what this post is about. So as we zoom down here, we've got a different layout of text. Now on the original poster, we had everything center aligned, and center alignment can be a little bit harder to read. Naturally, we read left to right in Western cultures that have a Latin origin compared to Eastern cultures that read right to left. So let's utilize the way that pattern that we use to read and create something that is left aligned, centered for the main bit, and then more left aligned for the bits that we have to read with more text, and create some hierarchy here. We've got all pretty much the same kinds of height going on of fonts and same thicknesses. Let's create some variation here to more easily digest the information, just like a newspaper does, where we have the main bold headings and then more of a subheading, and then the tiny details just to get the guts of what this story is actually about. We want to do the same thing here in something like a poster. So if someone's interested, they lean in to find out more. And so we've got this different hierarchy here. We've got get on base, nice and big, and then we've got join us for a free workout this week at our base gym. So a more simple version of the language in the first poster. We've got the date below it as well, but we're also highlighting free, just to get across that free little benefit to make sure it's not lost on them and it stands out. Free, free, free. And then we've got scan for location details. So we want to scan the location code instead of having to put on more details about what the address is, having to have a web address. Somebody has to type in that web address or type in that location. They can just scan the code. And then tactically, as a marketing tactic here, we can make this poster part of a campaign where we create a landing page on our website that has more information of pretty much what we had on the first poster, but maybe a bit more information about the trainers, about the space, what to expect, so that it moves people down this funnel of consideration to commit to wanting to be a member of base. And with a marketing funnel, we have awareness, then we have consideration, and then we have conversion. Top of funnel, middle of funnel, bottom of funnel. Tofu, mofu, bofu. And so that's what we want to do here. We want to use our marketing know-how to make this ad more effective, this poster more effective as a brand awareness piece to get people interested to begin with, get their attention, and then move down the funnel by scanning this code as this call to action here, scan for location and details. And if they go to that landing page, there's going to be a mailing list sign up where it might provide the information of where the gym is or the contact number or whatever it is if they sign up to a mailing list. And to sweeten that deal, because we don't always want to sign up to mailing lists, if you do, you get 3 free sessions at the gym instead of 1. sweeten that deal, make it worth it for somebody to join your mailing list, and then further nurture that sequence of your marketing funnel with that potential customer by following up with emails either before a session they come in or after a session, and then the weeks preceding that session that they come in, after that initial week between Monday and Friday of when this offer period is, and nurture that customer more until they hopefully convert at the bottom of the funnel. Okay, these are some marketing tactics that you can use to nurture people to further consider what it is you have to offer without shouting all the information at them in one piece of communication. We can be a bit more strategic in the way that we communicate what it is we want to offer and what type of people we want to get involved in our gym, in our business, in our real estate agency, whatever it is, and do these extra steps that, yes, do cost a little bit more time, money, and effort. But if this is something that you can repeat as a campaign that you could bring back every season, every sort of summer after the new year, when everyone has that New Year's resolution to go to the gym, this might be the one you crack out and get more people in to try before they buy, as they say, and get them down that nurturing sequence of your marketing funnel, and make this activation worth a little bit more to you, potentially make this work better for you than the standard run-of-the-mill type of poster here. And the last part here, I want to show you this poster, because 99% of design is basically invisible, is the alignment side of things that comes second nature to me, at least. But I want to show you some of the design thinking that happens when I lay out a document like this, and all it takes is this simple bit of alignment. And I'll show you in a couple of ways I've done this. In vertical alignment, down the left-hand margin there, get, join, work, at, and Monday are all in vertical alignment. You see it again here with Gym and Oct for October. That vertical alignment there is present, as well as here when we go to week and on. Same kind of alignment there. And then same thing again for base and there, those bits of text. And then same again for over here. So there's a few tips in terms of laying out text, especially with color to help things stand out, like free, the alignment factor, bold headings, not so bold headings. If it's uppercase or a lowercase, that could be another thing that could have happened here as well to make it easier to read. 99% of design is invisible. There's your example. Now what I want to show you is what happens if we turn this bit of information into other touch points. We might want to make something like a social media post. What does that look like between each of these versions of this poster? So if we take the first poster, this is what we might get. We might take all the bits of information that we've created in something like Canva and turn it into a 1x1 square, perfect for Instagram, yeah? And bake in all the information in that post. That, I've got to tell you, is a lot to digest, especially when it's on a mobile phone screen. It's too much text going on in one simple graphic. And it's not so simple, okay? When you see it in context, so I've made this mock-up here, this is a lot going on. Okay, this is a bit too much communication going on to effectively make someone aware of your brand and want to stop their scroll and read this stuff. Even if they're the most ideal customer, I think most people are going to see this like an ad and just go, nah. Okay, so what can we do to make this simpler? So just the same as the poster, what we could do is create a simple version of that poster for a social media post. Cut some of the fat out. We could even just have get on base, try us for a free workout this week, and that be it. We wouldn't have to have the rest of the information down below. That could be sufficient. But just as an example, this is what I created as a version of the poster to keep that simplicity there. We don't need to have the logo necessarily because we've got it in the social media icon of the post, and you'll see that here in this Instagram version. So we've got the logo at the top here. We've got the name, Base Gym. We know where it's based. So there's a bit of other communication going on. But what you'll also, should keep in mind here is that when you're creating something like a social media graphic is you can put details, not just on a landing page where you can point people to, but you have the caption down below. You can put information down below in this space for some terms and conditions or other information that you might want to provide, rather than putting it all in the one graphic, okay? Might make that a little bit more simple. If it's on your Facebook page, if it's on your LinkedIn page, you can add a link to push people to your landing page. Or if it's something like Instagram, you can get a mini chat. If you go to minichat.com, you can create an automation where you get people to comment, base, and then with that keyword, it will send them an automatic DM with a link to your landing page to learn more, and you get them down the funnel in that respect to get them to sign up to the mailing list. As a result, nurture that sequence more until you get to the point of conversion. Okay, so this is how we can use different forms of visual communication, of design, of branding and marketing to create something that, turn something that's okay, that could work perfectly fine, I'm sure, but turn it into something that might be that little bit more effective and more tactically aware of how you could better make use of your time and money, especially if you work with somebody like me, into something that, could convert much better. So in this kind of context, on a bulletin board, which are you going to go for? Option A on the left or option B? Especially when there's even a poster behind it using the same colors. So as you can see, there's a little bit to this stuff. It's not just making pretty pictures. Now, could either of them worked? Absolutely. It depends on what the outcome is and what the value it has in marketing your business. If the value of it is high, it means getting more people into your business to buy what it is you have to offer, then that might be worth something to you. That return on investment might be worth something to you, yeah? But I hope that showed you a little bit of an insight into how it is I work, what kind of thoughts I have, how I approach branding and marketing. And that might be how you do as well if you are a branding or marketing person. We are trying to design for purpose, not to be artistically beautiful. This is what design is, to be purposeful in terms of visual communication, through messaging, through strategy, through a marketing plan, all these things that we can do to help do better branding for better business success. Yeah, that's what we're striving for. Absolutely. But that is me done for this week. Give this video a like if you found it helpful. Subscribe if you like what I've got going on here, and I will see you next week. Bye. Also, what did you think of the setup? Does this look nice, or should I just go back to everyday Frank? You let me know. Comment down below.
Do better branding.